I want to welcome you this morning to the kickoff of the City of Lansing United Way Drive. United Way is a great way to contribute to your community, and so it's an essential campaign for us to contribute. I just want to give a couple quick notes that the theme this year is Leave Your Mark, so we're asking you to think about what you can do to leave a mark on your community. And we are focusing our City of Lansing Drive on a couple of things. Number one is basic needs, considering the continued financial stress in our community, and also on secure families and financial stability. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Verge Bernero.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, all, and welcome to the City of Lansing's 2013 United Way Campaign Fundraising Kickoff. I guess the slogan was Live United, and now it's Make Your Mark, and these are both very good slogans. A lot of folks do make their mark the United Way by giving to the United Way. My wife and I do. It's a wonderful thing to do to support those in our community who are less fortunate in any variety of ways. You know, it has been said long ago that it's a recession if your neighbor's unemployed, it's a depression if you're unemployed. For a lot of people, this economy has been difficult. We've got people unemployed, we've got people underemployed, folks that are working part-time who really need to be working full-time. We're doing everything we can to improve that economy, but we need to make sure that we bring everybody along, and the United Way is the way to do it, to make sure that nobody is left behind. I'm grateful to the United Way for their leadership. Very pleased to have one of the campaign leaders in our local leader, Chris Swope. I understand you're leading our local effort, Chris, our clerk. And then the big United Way is represented by the CEO of MSU Federal Credit Union, Pat McFarland, who is the chair of the overall effort. Pat, thanks for being here as well. So because of folks like you, like here behind me as well, the United Way team was able to grant $923,000 to 51 programs in the Tri-County area this year, helping local people. And that, again, is what the United Way is all about. Terry and I give the United Way, and we hope that everybody will. The theme is Leave Your Mark. The idea is that everybody can make a difference. Everybody can give something. And if everybody gives something, we will be vastly better off. So I appreciate the representation, the involvement of all of our city workers, of all of our city unions, the UAW, the IAFF, the FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, the Teamsters, both 214 and 580. We could not do this alone. It's about all of us pulling together. That's how we're going to have a successful campaign. I'm looking forward to a very successful campaign this year. And I just want to say I'm so proud of Lansing day in and day out because of the generosity of this community. Our residents, the folks you see here, the folks here in front of me and behind me, we're a generous community that does look out for those that might otherwise be left behind. Every donation counts, and I'm excited about what this represents and what it can mean, what it will mean for the needy, the many unmet needs in this community and the people who do need our help. So Chris, thank you for assuming the mantle of leadership, and I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for those words. Next, we're going to hear from the United Way Board Chair, Keith Williams, who I had the honor of participating with in the Board of Water and Light Dancing with the Stars last year, so a great dancer, and now he's going to share some great words with us. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Chris. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Certainly, this is a special time of year. For the past years, it's always been a great enjoyment for me in the fall to see the thermometers go up. Because those thermometers, to me, are the single most visible sense of how this community feels about itself. They give me a sense of pride and contentment. They are the symbols of hope, because certainly when we give, we don't always know the man, the woman, the child who's going to receive our gifts, But we are glad that they're there, that we're glad that United Way is there to provide this. And so we give not knowing these, and we don't even know the statistics that define hope in our community. For example, we give without knowing that 700 students dropped out of school in the year 2010. We give without knowing that the average age of the homeless child in our Tri-County area is 7.5 years. We give without knowing that 17% of the families in our area are struggling financially. And so we are more than pleased that United Way exists. United Way exists and it provides service. It provides quality service. And that service is based on one single fact. United Way listens. It listens to the focus groups that we host during the course of the year. It listens to our members. It listens to our community leaders. It listens to all the members of our board who, like you and me, represent our community and serve on the United Way board to make decisions about policy, about allocations. And we listen. United Way not only listens, but it acts. It acts in a way that it becomes a multiplier. It takes our individual gift, no matter what the size, and it somehow seems to exponentially expand the reach of those gifts to all the folks who need the gifts that we provide. And so we can be assured that our gifts then provide basic needs like food and shelter and warmth for families that need them. We also can be assured that families receive the budgetary tools that help them to manage their finances no matter how meager they are. It also helps to have our kids stay in school and graduate. And so today, what I would like to do is take a special role and be the voice of all those faces that we don't know, all those names that we don't know who receive our gifts. And so as a single parent, I want to thank you for helping my son stay in school, to help him receive all the nurturing that the school system provides that gives him an advantage. On behalf of the grandparent whose son's family is helped so that they no longer have to experience the stigma of homelessness, I thank you on behalf of that grandparent. I thank you on behalf of the married couple who are provided resources to help them manage their finances. And on behalf of the father whose daughter needs help in improving her reading skills, I thank you on behalf of that father also. But I am a member of this community, and so on behalf of my own family, I thank you for all the benefits that this community provides me. And I would ask you, as you think of your gift, if you make your gift to United Way this year, reflect on what it means to our neighbors who are in need, what it means to our community, and also what it means to ourselves. So I thank you, and give united and live united.
I want to leave my mark on this community.
I want my donation to go to work right here, right now.
United Way responds to our community needs.
And that's what matters to me.
I care about the children of our community.
I care about student achievement.
I care about success.
I care about graduation.
I care about families who are working towards financial stability.
Everybody needs.
Everybody deserves safe shelter, food, and clothing.
I guess I didn't know United Way did all that.
I give because I trust that my
dollars are used wisely.
United Way collaborates with community partners to make the biggest impact.
I never thought I had enough to give, but I give what I can.
Every gift helps.
Every dollar helps.
Every donation helps.
I give because I can.
I feel fortunate.
Giving makes me feel connected.
Giving makes me feel good.
Like a leader.
Giving makes me feel responsible.
It's my way of giving back to the community.
It's the right thing to do. It brings a smile to my face.
It's easy to give.
I started giving because I was asked to.
It's that simple. It starts with me.
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 It starts with me, right?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to the city employees for the opportunity to say a few words, and for all the citizens in the city of Lansing. I am the campaign co-chair this year, actually, and previously was a long-time board member for the United Way, but maybe more importantly, served on the grant team for many years. And the grant teams make your eyes open to the need in the community, that the agencies that are trying to have an impact on individuals in the community at their time of need, that will just break your heart. Maybe an example would be the child that comes home from school but there's nobody home and they have no place to go and nothing to eat for the evening. And there's a shelter that they can go to that provides them a meal, a place to study, and encouragement to go one more day and hopefully get their education and graduate from high school and go on beyond that. Keith talked about a legacy, and what better legacy could you have than help one individual young person get their education and make a life for themselves? How better could you contribute to your community by helping this person? And if you want to look at it on a financial side, and maybe not the human side, what an investment if this person becomes a contributing citizen rather than somebody who we have to pay for the rest of their life one way or another. So you can really make an impact on these individuals. And in a way it seems odd to say this to the people who work for the city, because you serve the citizens, you know the needs in the community far more than I do and would ever understand. I urge you to consider whatever contribution you can make. We have this huge goal of nearly $4 million, but I can tell you the need is probably many times that amount. But your individual dollars, as Keith said, added together create this magic that creates a fund of money that you can really make a difference to individuals and the entire community. So again, thank you to the mayor and to everybody that works for the city and lives in the city for your contributions to the United Way this year. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to hear from one of the agencies that receives funding from the United Way. Angie Mayu from Haven House is here with us today.
Thank you. I'm here to share with you a little bit about Haven House and how we're connected with United Way. Haven House is a homeless shelter for families with children. We're the only shelter in the area that is able to accept some special families, which would include single fathers, single mothers, two-parent families where mom and dad are together, and male children over the age of 12, where other shelters aren't able to assist all of those families. Each year we help well over 100 families every year. Last year we assisted 126 families with over 440 individuals within those families. Haven House has written for grants to the United Way, which is funded through those donations that you give to United Way. This year we received $25,000. We received a $10,000 grant for our Partners in Progress program and a $15,000 grant for our shelter to help us provide services in our shelter. A little bit more about what our shelter does and what they're funding is all of our families are required to look for housing every day. We pride ourselves on not just providing a bed, but providing a program that is going to move them out of homelessness. So each of our families are required to look for housing every day, and that requires some intensive case management that United Way is able to help us, that's able to support us. After our families move into housing, which we have one of the highest success rates, we have over 50% of our families move into rental housings from shelter. And from that, statistically, families will lose their housing within the first 3 months after being rehoused. And we didn't want that to happen, so we implemented the Partners in Progress program, which the United Way also supports. And with that program, we're able to, once they move into housing, to go out to their house and continue the case management that we do in the shelter. We do a new budget with their new rental and all their new bills, and how are they going to manage that? We're a liaison with the landlord, either if the landlord has issues or if the tenant has issues, and we stay with them for at least 6 months, although the program is voluntary. Most of our families have stayed on for about 8.5 months, which means they've been stably housed for well over 7 months, which is a federal success rate. And we figure they can make it the next 3 or 4 months to make it a full year in housing. We have a 92% success rate with our family staying into housing past the 7 months. And so we're very proud of that. And we couldn't do this work without, one, the support from you and the entire community, and without the support from United Way. The grants that we receive from them and the support that we get from them is immeasurable, not only by dollars, but other things that they do for us in the community is very helpful. So I hope that you're able to find it in your heart to be able to give again this year, or if it's your first year to do that, whether it's $1 per paycheck or $50 per paycheck, whatever you feel is able. Do know that any funds that you donate go to a good cause, and we're doing good work out there. Thank you.
All right, and before I let the dogs loose, I want to give just a few more details about our campaign here at the city this year. First, I want to thank the team that has been working with me on putting together our drive and coming up with some things. Particularly, I want to thank Nick Susi in the mayor's office, has done a lot of work. But thank you to the whole team who's here with me, and those who are still in their offices, but definitely help participate in getting this set up. We do have a goal this year of having 150 people give at least $5 per paycheck. If you think about it, $5 out of a 2-week paycheck is a pretty small amount that can make a huge impact in our community. We're also creating a competition this year. We know some people, especially our attorney, has a competitive spirit. So we're dividing departments into departmental size, and we're going to have a competition within those tiers of who has the greatest participation. And then if there's a tie within that, the tiebreaker will be dollars per person in the department. So we're going to try and get some increased participation this year. And we are also instituting the ability for you to be a continuous giver. When you sign up through the electronic form, you can actually check a box and have your donation continued in the following year, or even increased by a small amount in the following year. So we're really trying to get people to think about making this a constant part of their future. So with that, I want to bring in Gary Spansky. He is from For Better Independence Assistance Dogs, and he's going to talk. He's another agency that receives United Way funding. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you very much for having us here today. As you can see, we have a whole troop of dogs here, and just as we look at the canine bond, the reaction of people when we first brought in the dogs is the first thing we see is a smile on the face. We are an affiliate agency with United Way. We train and place service dogs for the disabled. We also train and place facility dogs, which are therapy dogs owned by the institution, and we've placed the first school-owned dogs in Michigan in various developmentally disabled classrooms. And what this really means to the kids is that it brings them into the fold of the mainstream of the school system. They become proud, they learn responsibility, and they really build their self-esteem. So children out there that are autistic, Downs, and Asperger's now have a sense of place in terms of the school system, and they are now becoming the cool classroom in the school system. We just placed a hearing dog with a young girl who's 20 years old, who's going deaf and is becoming disabled, and this dog is the life to her. It becomes her independence, where she doesn't have to rely upon others for the sound. And in today's economic environment, the United Way is so critical in terms of a broad range of services for people to help them to be able to get through these tough times. It could be personal times, and we help those who struggle for all of their lives, the disabled. And in part of the contribution, we are on the list. You can choose our agency to help us out. But nonetheless, like Haven House and all the other agencies, we are there for those who are disabled. And we really appreciate the opportunity. We have one dog here, Devin, handled by Lisa Fuller, who we place at Angel House in Mason. And Angel House is part of Child and Family Services, so the ability to really help each other out is really key and important. What Devin means to the girls is that when there's a counseling session, Devin is there to comfort them. If they're emotionally charged, Devin's there to comfort them. Devin has become the bedrock of a non-judgmental entity for these girls that they can rely upon. That's for them each and every time. And we're very proud that Devin has just been a wonderful addition to Angel House. We can't thank the United Way enough for being supportive, and you need to really contribute to this, this period of time. There's so many broad services that really need to be handled by individuals, and the United Way is the institution to be there to help these individuals in these rough times. And so thank you very much for having us here. We have Magic here, who's the actual service dog. She's picking up a pen. Part of the service dog tasks are helping those that are in wheelchairs. They have limited dexterity. If you're deaf, they'll lead you to the door or the sound. And this is the most magic part. On a slippery floor, Magic just picked up a quarter and handed it back to her handler. So she's taken a bow. And service dogs open doors for the disabled. They answer the telephone for the disabled. They'll hit the pads on automatic doors. And it's just amazing that an individual in a wheelchair that needed assistance by other individuals can become independent. They can go to the mall. They can go to different places by themselves. And that is so key to building self-esteem and having a life again. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. So as you can see, the United Way provides a lot of services to a lot of folks in our community, and by signing up through payroll deduction or by writing a check to United Way, you can really help out your community. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
The theme is Make Your Mark, and what an incredible opportunity we have to do that through the United Way. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless, and it will make a difference in Lansing. The United Way is involved in every aspect of life, really, here in Lansing, from baby care to end-of-life care to supporting folks in hospice. You name it, the United Way is there, helping people in school, helping people to learn, helping people to grieve. It's an incredible organization that reaches every facet of life, and we know that there's need in this community. Of course, the people who work for the City of Lansing are already serving a need, and we know the need's as good as anybody, but we can also make a difference. You can make a large contribution, you can make a small contribution, and you can do it on a regular basis through your paycheck. So, and that's what I mean about painless. Whatever you can give, whatever you can afford, it will be appreciated and it will be put to good use. I'm so grateful for the generosity of this community, for the generosity of our workers here in Lansing. We have helped countless individuals. We have helped thousands and thousands of people through our giving in the United Way campaign. So I encourage you, I tell you, I will be giving, my wife and I will be giving the United Way, and I encourage you to make your mark this year and join the United Way campaign.
By giving to the United Way, you can leave your mark on our community. Please contribute this year.